2, 3. Let me press the button. And the Brown Boys are back again. We are today discussing, yes, you can see Shafiq Faki doing the Brown Boy dance. What are we going to talk? There was a lot of action on the weekend. I think we have missed our weekend episodes, which we will be doing from next week or this week for sure. How, how many of you have subscribed to the Brown Boys on FootTheBall? Please do that if you haven't done till now. You will keep getting your daily notifications when we are live. Arnab Kundu is back, Kartikeya Sharma is back, Rohit Prakash is back, Shafiq Faki is back, and Nitin is sleeping because he was on a night shift. Having said that, and he enjoyed the Spain-Germany match, that's very, I mean, while we talk about today's matches, of course, Brazil are back in action. Portugal versus Uruguay, that's a banger of a match that's scheduled for today. But Spain-Germany, will Germany actually, qualify? Because right now, after Japan's loss, I think it looks pretty much that they have helped Germany in many ways to get qualified into the round of 16.
The Costa Rica win came out of nowhere.
Right, absolutely. And I think, Arnab, do you think Germany will make it to the round of 16?
I mean, as much as I don't want them to make it, I mean, I think Spain would beat Japan and Germany would beat Costa Rica. But you never know. This World Cup has been something of upsets all around. I have no fucking clue if Brazil gonna make it today as well without Neymar.
I mean, I don't really think that Brazil will come back to the Brazil topic. I don't think Brazil is so dependent on Neymar that to break defenses, especially with the teams that they're playing today. But having said that, I think, Spain, Germany was such a interesting match because I think, with the Spanish strategy, and Spain could have actually conceded a couple of goals, but if they, how they play out of the back, and they kind of are so rigid about that system of playing out from the back. But having said that, I think there are 3 players who stood out for me and 3 youngsters below 20. I think Jamal Musiala from Germany is going to be one of those cracking footballers which we are going to look up to in the next decade or so.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good. Germany looked good as a team, but
I don't agree with that. Germany didn't look good as a team.
they don't look. I think Gnabry missed a couple of chances as well with his wrong foot.
Yeah, but they didn't click as a team. I feel that it was more about 1 or 2 individual moments of brilliance and Jamal Musiala playing that game what he played. What do you think, Rohit?
No, I agree. I remember messaging it on our group as well. I thought Germany were going to bottle it until they really pulled up their socks, and then so they did really well. But I think Spain also has been in top form. I wouldn't I think you were saying, I think Spain is definitely taking the group. And as far as Germany is concerned, it'll be nice to see if they make it. I was just looking at all the groups, and it's interesting to see that France is really the only team that have won both their first games. Every other group leader is on a win or a draw or something like that.
Wait for Brazil to finish the game tonight.
Yeah, but I'm with you on this. I definitely see Brazil take it, but you never know that. But the Swiss, I don't know.
What about Morata? I mean, I think all of us were counting him out, and then he has two goals in 2 matches.
I was the only one who said that he does turn up on big occasions, and then he did score.
Having said that, I think Morata for me fits into the system that the Spanish coach plays. But if he does not fit into any other system, at least in 2022, that's almost how it feels like with the Morata.
I think Morata's problem has always been he's not a clinical finisher. He gets chances, but he never finishes them.
Did you see that finish last night?
It was a good finish, of course. It was a good finish. That is what surprised me about Morata, because if you're capable of doing that, why can't you do it consistently? That just makes no sense.
Which I agree with Morata. I mean, I think with Morata that has been his downfall.
I think some players save their best for the World Cups. Look at Ochoa.
Ochoa, incredible.
Talking about the upsets, Belgium.
Oh,
I mean, I think there's a problem with the Belgian team. The golden generation is, of course, over. That's what I feel, and I feel that there is a split right in between, because when Kevin De Bruyne says that we are too old and no chances, and then you see a Vertonghen come up after the match and kind of almost insinuating that the front players, including Kevin De Bruyne, are too old not to score goals. My whole feeling is I do not know why the match, Roberto Martinez, is he catering to ego, or is he catering to the Belgian football? Because there is no chance in hell why, after such a brilliant half of a season, that Trossard won't be given the chance to start ahead of Eden Hazard. Eden
He
Hazard
has been the
is,
same. Martinez has been the same. He did not pick Nainggolan in his World Cup squad in the semi-finals against Brazil last time around as well. While when he was the best defensive midfielder at that time around, among the top five for sure.
no, but how does a captain come out and say a statement like De Bruyne did and expect a team to back it up with
He's not the
performance?
captain, Shafiq.
I mean,
think Eden
De Bruyne
I
Hazard
is not
think
the captain, he's
I
the
think
second captain.
Monumental
Yeah.
I think that's what happens, Shafiq, when he is the best player in the team. He's currently among the top three in the world, right?
Exactly.
He is bound to be frustrated with his teammates. Come on.
But you don't say that one night, a fortnight before a World Cup game and expect teams to. It
I think
just,
he must have seen them in the training grounds, and so I
I'm
think he
sure,
knows.
but
Yeah.
have you heard United players come out and say this? Because the team is clearly was
I
clearly
did hear one United player come out and say a lot of things, Shafiq.
he did, but he was talking more about the structure of the club, not that my teammates are shit and we're too old.
He did blame the
He did. He
teammates
did.
as well.
He did.
Okay, cool.
And
But
the
s-
Fun now.
He blamed
I
the
don't think
chef.
I don't think Belgium is coming out of this group. They're facing Croatia in their last game, right?
Yeah, Croatia
Yeah,
was-
I have a feeling Belgium will not come out of this group, and I think it will be good for Belgium not to come out of this group, because their footballers, really, their entire football structure really needs a kick in their ass, because they have a lot of good footballers. Rohit Prakash, whenever I mention Belgium, is yawning away to glory. I suspect that Nitin Krishna might as well do that, but we don't know as of yet. Nitin, what are the matches today? How are they piled up? Which are the big matches? Of course, Portugal, Uruguay, right at the end of the day, is going to be a banger.
Before Nitin, you talk about today's matches, can we talk about Messi, please? What a performance by him during the weekend. What a fantastic match that was, Argentina and Mexico. Unbelievable. And Peter Duri's commentary afterwards, explaining how important he is to the Argentine fans, how many times he has answered the call, how many times he has been there to save them.
He was
Just
sucking on Messi. Yeah, he was sucking on.
I'm not sucking on any. I just appreciate good football, and that was beautiful. That was
Which
beautiful to
which apparently your team is not playing.
watch. I'm okay with that, but that was beautiful.
I think Argentina brought it to the party on that night. I think
You
they're
know,
yet
right?
to
If
bring.
Argentina finishes second, they're facing Spain in the next knockout game.
No, they're facing France.
France is the next knockout
Yeah,
game.
but I mean, you have a that's fine. I mean, Argentina France has been played out over and over again.
Yeah, I think the
in
last time around it
2018
was
also they
4-1.
lost. Yeah, 2018 they lost, but last time around was a different ball game. And this time around, I think, I mean, see, the whole point of Argentina right now would be to qualify. Of course, they are thinking about, when they meet Poland. That group is very interesting, because if Poland loses to Argentina and Saudi Arabia gets a draw with Mexico, then actually
Saudi
Saudi.
goes through, yeah. And if Mexico
Yeah,
wins, then Mexico goes through, yeah.
so that you might have Saudi Arabia in the
That
in the round of 16, might have an Asian team.
that group might finish, and if Poland and Argentina draw, then I think and if Mexico wins, then that group might finish with 3 teams on 4 points, and Argentina going out because of a goal difference.
Oh, that'll be some story.
That also would be I think the biggest story at that point in time in the World Cup, where that happens. But having said that, I think yes, Messi's performance, of course, the goal, but also that curler by Enzo. Oh, what a beauty it was,
Beautiful.
and it came out of nowhere.
Also, I think it's not like, Argentina created those two goals. It was just two beautiful goals. It was just magic. And you can't expect magic in every game. So
I
I
think
still feel that Argentina has needs a lot to improve, and
I
they
think
need a lot.
Mexico. I think Mexico played a negative game. They played a negative game
Very
with
true.
five at the back.
5 at the
With
back. No
five at the
reason.
back, yeah.
Yeah, they
They
just gave the space for
they
both the goals.
all they
Easy
wanted
space.
was a draw, so that they can turn out a win against Saudi and qualify easy. But now it seems like they are the ones at risk of losing a spot.
Tata Martino is their coach, right?
Yeah, Tata Martino is the
Yeah.
Mexican coach, but there has been a lot of opposition against Tata Martino being the
There
Mexican
should be.
Talking
national
about
coach.
talking about players, right? None of you gave Mbappe a chance to be the top scorer. Look at him where he is right now. Look at him. Forget Messi and Ronaldo. Look at that kid playing.
Oh, he's the
France
one
has a
who
really strong team. They have shut up every bloody critic
They
that there
don't
is.
have depth, Arnam.
They do.
I
Come
don't
on.
agree.
For
I think
every
I
for
don't, I
every
don't
position
agree,
they have two
Karthik.
players.
I see
For
France
every
as the
position.
most consistent team I've
The
watched.
stable team, yeah.
Very balanced. It doesn't need to be a final victory. It can be a nice controlled 2-0
The
effort.
the
If
the
Rabiot gets injured, let's talk about if Rabiot gets injured. Who's going to replace him?
there will be someone else coming in. Don't worry about it. They have a
Because they
huge
have a
depth.
good depth.
I think even Marquinhos might play in the midfield if it comes to that. So not
Okay.
Marquinhos. Sorry, not Marquinhos. Sorry, not Marquinhos. Marquinhos plays for Brazil in the midfield.
I
yeah.
love how you thought. I'll tell you what. Arnav,
PSG.
I
He
just
I
thought
thought the
PSG.
PSG. Yeah, I thought the
he
PSG.
saw Marquinhos in a blue PSG shirt, and then he made a direct France connection. Oh God, poor guy. Yeah, you're right.
But no, but the way Griezmann, Giroud, and Mbappe, they're gelling in with each other. Look at Griezmann. He's not scoring goals. He's controlling the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He's
but
dictating
I
the
think
game.
that's a very important point because I think the differences between Mbappe and Giroud have somewhere down the line has been sorted. It looks sorted on the pitch because there were huge differences between these two. There were ego problems between these two. So yeah, I mean, I think France is a very interesting team. I have a feeling that semi-final for sure with France.
Let's
I don't
talk
know who
about today's
beats them.
games.
I don't know who beats them. I think Brazil is the only team that looks like beating them, and
You
might be
just
Spain. Might be Spain.
you just had two matches now. So I mean, see, it's also about that day, who brings it on the table. Also, on a given day, Mbappe might not fire because it's the law of averages, right? He has been firing for 2 games. He might not fire in the third game or the fourth game. You never know. So,
I don't
but
see anyone stopping Mbappe with all those crazy runs that he does. With his speed, I don't see anyone chasing him. I don't see anyone chasing him.
Are you saying that Harry Maguire cannot stop Mbappe?
It's stupid.
He's saying that. But honestly, apart from jokes, I feel like England will win the World Cup this year.
By what?
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 I want whoever.
What are you saying, bro?
Gareth Southgate is such a stupid idiot. He
Wow.
did not bring Foden in that game. I mean,
It makes no sense.
That's a fast switch. I think the last time around we were having this conversation, England has a good manager right now and a good team as well. That's the entire conversation about.
England has a beautiful team. I'm saying England has a beautiful team, but if
They
you
should
remember
not
what
have won the game against USA had Pulisic not hit the bar a couple of times.
also, you're right, absolutely. But also the fact is that England, if you have a Foden on the team and if you don't bring him on, it does not make any sense. I mean, look at a Spain or a Germany for that matter. Would you today bench a Jamal Musiala? Would you today bench a Gavi? Would you today bench a Pedri? No, you won't.
I think
You
Sterling
cannot.
needs to sit. Sterling needs to sit.
I
Foden
agree.
needs to start.
But
Foden needs to start from the left.
I agree.
absolutely. And, I mean, with the new VR rule, I mean, with Starling's trailing him, he might get a, VR often. So,
Oh, I just understood what you're saying.
um, you know, you know. Okay, let's go. Are we missing something from the weekend right now?
No, I think we've covered it up.
Okay, so we have a match starting in about 11 minutes. Would you like to take us through the matches for today, Nitin?
Yes, so the 3:30 kickoff is Cameroon and Serbia. 3:30 is like 1 o'clock local time. and then we have South Korea and Ghana at 4 o'clock, and Brazil, Switzerland, and the tonight's game is of course the rematch of round of 16 World Cup of 2018 Portugal Uruguay.
Who takes that
That's a
one?
match.
Yeah, who takes that one? Let's talk Portugal
That's a
Uruguay because
match.
that's a banger of a match. Who
That's a
takes that
match.
one?
Let's have our prediction, guys, for that
I,
match. Yeah.
I think Portugal is in the driving seat to win that match, because Uruguay did not score against South Korea, and Portugal looked really, really good. Good football, decent defense, decent midfield. I think Portugal will win this match.
But Uruguay always had
Uruguay.
a solid back line. They've always had a solid back line.
But
I
Uruguay is
think they're
very
aging. They're aged.
no, but even if you're saying that they're aging, which is true, but if you look at the Uruguay midfield, the guy who's driving it, Fede Valverde, I think one of the best players in the world today. The way he's driving the entire game, even on the last, in the last game, he was the one who had to, bring it to the table for Uruguay to show, show
He
some
hit
kind
the
of
crossbar. He
He
that
did, he did.
thumping shot that hit the crossbar.
Again, a long ranger.
Yeah.
In how many
And
shots from outside of the box?
and David Nunez, I think, missed a sitter almost.
Imagine if there was Jabulani in this World Cup.
Fallen would come
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, when you saw the Portugal game, you did see the Portugal game. It was a very nervy ending. How
I
do
don't
you
know.
see
I,
the
I think
Portuguese?
Diaz is a scam. Diaz is a scam only because he plays for Man City. I don't know. I have this feeling. He's the Harry Maguire. I'm telling you.
You're
He's a
talking about
scam
Ruben
artist.
Diaz.
Yes, he's the scam artist.
I don't know.
He plays shit when he plays for Portugal. Every time. Those two centre backs without Pepe, they look. I think a 40-year-old Pepe would play better than them.
Rohit, how did you look at the team, the Portuguese, the first game? How do you look at it? Was it very nervy to begin
For
with?
me, it came down to that last slip, man. I don't know. Game aside, that would have been iconic for a World Cup. But I'm interested in seeing how they fared today against Uruguay. Let's see where their metal's at. Like Arnab saying, Uruguay is a team that can totally give Diaz an run for his money at the back. And maybe that will be a good test. Also, great test for Ronaldo to step up. Let's see if he can
What
do.
did he step up? He was man of the match last game.
I'm just
He
saying
was
again.
not
Hey,
man of the match. He did not
the
play like
same.
that.
That's the same KDB
I know.
concept.
I think I think Ronaldo is stiff. If I'm no pundit, but you know, you can't say that about Messi. I think Messi still got the ability for the moment of brilliance. If I had to see a moment of brilliance come out of Ronaldo, I'd probably see it with a like a leaping header or maybe a free kick or something like
Free
that.
kick, I mean, frankly, apart from the match, which was the warm-up match to this World Cup, there has been Ronaldo has not scored a free kick in several months now.
I saw what Messi did in the last game against Mexico as well. The free kick he got
I
went
think the
flying over the
last
bar.
free kick Ronaldo scored was against Norwich.
Messi has been on a spree of scoring free kick goals in the last few months.
Excuse me, this World Cup, 2 free kicks went soaring. Let's not talk about that. But I can see Messi to be an integral part of every move that challenges the keeper. In whatever way. I can't say the same thing for Ronaldo. Sorry.
I think Ronaldo is just the presence they need, but in terms of ability and skill, he's not
But
up to
but you have to agree. I mean, see, even if he missed those two chances against who did it? Ghana in the last game, right? He missed two clear-cut chances, one header and one with the left foot of his. I mean, I think he still gets in, those scoring areas, those off-the-ball runs, behind the defender, those runs he makes.
Correct.
I think nobody can match that still. I think Lewandowski is the closest, but he has not been scoring as well.
even to get that penalty. It needs you to be a Ronaldo to get that. He knew 2 seconds before that I'm going to do this and I'm going to take a leap and I'm going to get a penalty. You need somebody like him to do that.
As long as the goal keeps coming.
That's true. Yeah.
But by the way, that match is starting in about 6 minutes, Cameroon versus Serbia. And the big news is that the Cameroon goalkeeper, Andre Onana, the Inter Milan player, he has been left out of the squad because of disciplinary reasons. We don't know what it is. And he has been the country's first choice goalkeeper since 2019.
Yeah.
Damn, misbehaving in the hotel room, is it?
It's Mitrovic versus Choupo-Moting. That's what I see.
What a career graph Choupo-Moting has had. Yeah. I don't understand how you go from Stoke City to playing teams that you're playing now. Anyway, that's
Choupo-Moting is being linked with United for God's sake. I was
please
reading this
don't,
article. He was being linked with United.
don't need him.
If we're talking Messi, we also have to talk this massive moves that we're seeing apart from the World Cup. Yeah? What the fuck is that about?
Oh yeah, the flag, the Mexico
Man,
flag.
Well, I mean, it seems to be there is a lot of confusion there. It seems that because
Yeah.
I think when the news came out, what we talked about is that there is a $25 million move or something like that. But then I think we have Fabrizio Romano coming and saying, "Hey, nothing is fixed. Messi camp is completely focused on the World Cup, so nothing is done yet."
I
While
don't.
we see an athletic line going ahead, I think there is a lot of noise coming in from Arnab's laptop.
I'll just mute myself because you're talking about Messi. So I don't think the audience needs to hear good things about Messi anyway.
Unrest.
No, I think Rohit was talking about the flag incident.
I think that was a jersey that he used to mop the. I don't think it was a flag.
Did that look intentional to you guys? Like not intentional. I mean, did he see that it's a Mexico jersey and he did that?
No, wait, it's not confirmed as yet. There has been no statements coming out, so we will have to figure out.
Would you have said this if Ronaldo did that, Shuman?
Of course.
You have to wait for the statement
Of
to.
course, I've been the biggest support. You guys could not support Ronaldo as much as I supported him last week. You guys were not
What?
sure after. You guys were not sure.
I said he would score a brace, but he ended up scoring a penalty. What more support do you need? I told him that he would be scoring 2 goals at least.
I love how calculative Shuman was. He didn't even bring up Argentina today, huh? Because he got the wake the last time and then they got out. So he's just playing it safe this time. कि मैंने कुछ बोला ही नहीं था.
He's hanging by his balls with the entire Argentina thing right now. I don't think they're scoring as freely as they did against Mexico in the last 30 minutes. I don't think Poland is that weak defensively. It's just that they need to figure out their offense. And Poland, they have to win as well, right?
But you also said
It's a- it's a-
Lewandowski
it's-
cannot score in Qatar. Come on.
Huh?
But that game Saudi deserved to win, huh, I feel. They played
Let's
really well.
talk about Cameroon versus Serbia, which is about to start, guys.
Nobody gives a shit about Cameroon.
I agree.
Yeah, because you don't think, given the record of both those teams, they're not. I mean, I don't know. They might go to the round of 16, one of the teams, but not both the teams for sure. But I think more prominent is going to be Brazil, Switzerland, going to be very interesting because if Brazil qualifies today, then I think then at least that Neymar problem is settled for them because they can. But if by
No. It's. I don't think so. I don't think so, Shumon. Neymar,
I agree.
he has been terrific this season.
No, what
For
he's trying to say, I
PSG.
think, is that they don't need to play him for that playoff game. It's okay to rest him.
They can rest him. Yes, but I don't know. I would have him in each and every game. It's this World Cup is all about momentum, right? The more you win, the better you feel.
One hope is that in this World Cup of upsets, I don't want a Croatia France like final. Considering we have a good tournament, I want the two teams to be in the final to be really good.
As long as I see Brazil winning, for fuck's sake, I would want Qatar in the finals against Brazil.
4 words, Arnab. It's coming home. Oh, that's 3 words. Sorry, it's coming home. Yeah.
yeah, so the moment you say it's coming home, that's when it all flies away.
That's
So,
I'm seeing an
I mean,
entire
hold
2000
on to your coming home.
with
If
this
that-
entire
if
Foden
that's-
scenario. With the entire Foden scenario, it kind of reminds me of the 2006 scenario that Argentina had with Messi, when they did not start him in the round of 16s or quarters against Germany back in 2006, when Riquelme was the captain, I guess. Then Foden needs to start for England to go through. I think Foden needs to start. He needs to play every game. He has been in that kind of form. Sterling, I don't know why Southgate is playing him. I have no clue.
they haven't been
Why
over-
is Rashford even a thought in Gareth Southgate's head? Right, I just don't understand that.
He's a good player, man.
No, he's not.
He's been in good form.
What
He's
is good form for
scored-
Rashford? Scoring 2 goals in 10 games.
No, he's a
He's
good
good
player. He has been in shit form. Let's put it this way: he's a good player. He's been shit form, and no way I think Rashford should have had made the team, this World Cup team. That's my feeling.
I would have taken.
Listen,
I
what
would
do you
have.
say?
Jadon Sancho is a better player than Marcus Rashford. I would have taken Jadon
Jadon
Sancho.
Sancho
I would
does
have.
not.
Yeah, go please.
I was saying Jadon Sancho, of course, on his form again, does not deserve anywhere near to be the England team.
He's not getting a spot in the United team. England is.
But I don't know. It could be the system in which Gareth Southgate wanted to carry forward from the Euros, which is why he took the similar set of players, like what we had discussed before the England's first game. So that could also be the reason why Rashford was taken to the World Cup.
I think England team should always have 3 or 4 specialist penalty takers in their squad. Comes the knockout matches, one game would go to the shootouts and they will be kicked out of the tournament.
Yeah. For all the fun we make of Maguire, he's a great penalty taker. Huh? His shots are damn good. And even Kane.
He would give away more than he takes.
It's like grasping on anything to just appreciate Maguire. That is a fantastic.
No, I think he plays decent with the back three because he knows he has 2 people taking care of him. Babysitting him in the game. It's the same with the Ruben Diaz. I think he has a Laporte and a Walker supporting him. That's why he looks as good as he does.
That's true. What else, guys? What else?
No, so we're talking about we have to talk about the Brazil game. So who's replacing Neymar, Arnav?
They have way too many good players. I think Rodrigo plays might be. I don't know. I think Vinicius is enough, man. Come on, why are you talking about Neymar? He plays for Madrid. You're talking about Valverde. Why does he play for? He plays for Madrid. Casemiro, look at all the good players coming out of Madrid.
I think Fred will replace Neymar in the defensive midfield with Casemiro, and Lucas Paqueta will play in attacking midfield.
Role, yeah.
Well, Lucas Paqueta had some bug. I think that was the report which was coming out that Paqueta had some bug in his stomach.
Or if not for that, they'll play a 4-3-3 game, I think. If not for 4-2-3-1. Could be.
What other groups are very on the edge? So Brazil would be clean through, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brazil will be clean through. They will be the second team to actually qualify after France directly. But also, I think we cannot end this show without talking about the big heart that the Canadians showed in their World Cup, in their second World Cup, the first goal that they have ever scored in this after 1958. They did not score a goal. This World Cup they have. And again, I mean, I keep repeating things, but I think it's just a brilliant story for a guy to be born in a refugee camp, leave the country, come to Canada, live his dream of scoring for his country. So I
4
think
goals Croatia scored. Let's not hype a Canadian team. Let them win hearts. Let's not talk about it.
no, that's
It's the
fine.
game
They're
of football.
inexperienced. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. They're inexperienced, but they played with a lot of heart. Alfonso Davies.
No excuses, Shimon. I would rather have Italy than playing with a lot of heart instead of Canada against Croatia.
Well, unfortunately, Italy did not qualify. So yeah.
There are a lot of good teams in Europe, and there's a certain amount of teams you can take from Europe.
Yeah, because they did not. So that's the whole idea, right? Because you had to. So apart from, if you look at all these teams, which you really think are down the barrel, from a Qatar who got selected because they're hosting it, to even for that matter, in Ecuador, what you see is with Canada that this team is very young. They can run and they play with a lot of. I feel this Canadian team will come up in the next 10 years to be one of like the USA has come up now. I think they will come up much faster in terms of the world rankings, in terms of their playing style than USA.
They deserve to win that Belgium game. They played really well.
I don't know. Does Davis looks as good as he looks for Bayern? He did not.
But
He's too young to carry a team. I think next World Cup, if they qualify, maybe we would see a better version of them. But I don't know.
That is true. And also, I mean, see, for Bayern, he plays on the left back, right? Here, they have been shifting and shuffling his positions. He almost played like a forward in the false number 9 role. So that is his importance in the team. That is the amount of talent that he has to carry out what he did. I mean, from a left back to being almost a false 9. So that guy has immense talent. and every time he plays, even for Bayern, he brings it on the table. Nitin, what's your view on Alfonso Davis?
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, position of the game, okay, it matters technically, but at the end of the day, what you deliver on the pitch, how much you contribute defensively or in attacking. Because Bayern's they already have a good attack, so I think he would be of a more defensive role, or maybe a person who would create a lot of chances on the wing, like Trent Alexander-Arnold during his peak. And for the country, again, his role changed, but at the end of the day, what he deserves to deliver, I think he's done enough for Canada. I think, given the stature that he came up with, and what he's been displaying throughout Canada's qualifiers and again in the World Cup, I think Davies deserves a lot more recognition than what he is being getting right now.
Yes, and also I think Croatia is a very aging team. So yes, they have defeated Canada. Will they be able to take this form beyond the round of 16? Last year's runners-up, last World Cup's runners-up, mind you. Would they be able to take it beyond round of 16? I don't think so.
They need to beat Belgium first to take it beyond the round of 16.
Two aging teams, in a way.
That is true. That is true.
But
Having said that, let's get. Yeah, sorry, Arnav, you were saying something.
at least one team doesn't complain about his teammates, right? They're not bitching about their own teammates.
But I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is a. I mean, I think he's one of the most exceptional players we have ever seen in our generations. And I think he has the right to say that in the team. That I mean, he was honest about it that we are too old, and we're not. I mean, I don't think that I would not take that as a criticism. I would take that as a feedback to say whether I can perform better. But everyone has different, and he is. I mean, when Kevin De Bruyne today plays with Eden Hazard, it almost looks like, and the downfall that Eden Hazard had, it almost looked like, why is Eden Hazard even be in the team? Why should Kevin De Bruyne be tortured with having Eden Hazard in the team as his captain? It doesn't make sense for me.
But I think a lot of teams have gone on the brink of heart. It's here in this World Cup. So for a captain to say that in a World Cup where you have 3 games to make it or break it,
He is
I
not the
think
captain. Eden Hazard is the
I
captain.
mean, an important figure in the team. It's just the most unprofessional thing to say because you've seen teams like Saudi manage to beat Argentina. So I think it's just there's no excuse for saying that a day before a World Cup game. And when Ronaldo says it for a United who play 38 times in the season, it's a different story. You have enough time to talk. Yeah.
I mean, and I think Arnav was right. I agree with Arnav. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne has a right to be frustrated. It's not that Belgium does not have, interesting players. But if you select a team which is, you cannot start with a Michi Batshuayi at the top.
Maybe
That
he needs to, create such chances for Batshuayi like the way he does for Haaland.
But I think
Not everyone is a Haaland, right? Haaland is also a specimen. So even this
I
half
think De
half
Bruyne is too
chances he
much
would
used to
convert.
Haaland.
that's
He's
Yeah.
got used to
De
Haaland.
Bruyne,
And
I mean, come on, guys.
it's
De
not a
Bruyne
match
is.
day thing. I think it's a training ground thing also, right? When you're think of yourself training at the top quality with the city squad, and then
No, also Rohit, it's about Haaland converting those 50-50 chances, whereas a Batshuayi wouldn't. So even if De Bruyne's ball
Haaland,
is not
Haaland
on the
is
mark,
just about not even 6 months, right? So before that, also De Bruyne is,
that's the quality of Haaland, right? Before that, he did not give as many goals to a Jesus. Jesus ended up with 10 goals. I think Batshuayi plays for City, even he would end up with 10 goals in a season.
I mean, he's. I think he has the record of Premier League's maximum, and that's not with Haaland, maximum assists for 2 or 3 years. So I mean, I don't really agree with that argument. Yes, Haaland, you will see many more assists being converted. Michu Batshuayi, for heaven's sake, I mean
He scored the winner, didn't he, in the last game?
that's fine. One winner here and there doesn't matter.
I think
Uh,
De Bruyne needs to do better with his team then. Let's
okay,
not
prediction
cut him some
time.
slack.
Prediction time. Let's start with the match which is already on. Cameroon, Serbia.
I see a Serbia win 1-0.
I'll go with the same. I couldn't get it, but yeah.
Nitin,
I see a low scoring game. Afternoon games have been always low scoring in this World Cup. I don't know why. So it's a 1-1 draw.
I'll also go with a 1-1 draw. Karthike?
I see a Serbia winning this game.
Okay. Portugal versus Switzerland. What's the score line?
Portugal versus Switzerland.
Brazil versus.
Brazil versus Switzerland. Yeah.
I
What's the
think it's
score
a
line?
Brazil 2-0.
I think 3-0 Brazil. I think Marquinhos and Silva have been pretty solid in the back.
Calm down, calm down. With Neymar, it was 2-0. Without Neymar, it cannot be 3-0.
They
Calm down.
scored 2 without Neymar though on the pitch. It's going to be, people are gonna be focusing on Vinicius more throughout the game. With his speed, there will be chances. Watch out
And
for
again, the Richarlison is going to turn up.
Rafinha. He might turn out in this game as well.
I think it might be 2-1. 2-1 Brazil.
I'll go with 3-1 Brazil. Or 3-0 Brazil, actually. And Portugal versus Uruguay.
Portugal 2-1.
I think a very cagey game. 1-1 draw.
Say 1-0 Portugal.
I think it's a 1-0 win.
Surprised if Uruguay-
Valverde with a winner. Valverde is going to score a stunner for sure.
What did you say, Rohit?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Uruguay takes it for some reason. I don't know.
My heart says Portugal, but my mind is inclining towards Uruguay coming up with an upset. I'm just not saying it. Manifest victory.
I'm thinking about a 3-3 draw.
Ooh, interesting.
Damn.
3-3.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't see Uruguay scoring 3. I don't see Uruguay scoring 3.
You never know when a Devin Nunes and a Cavani and a Suarez brings it on the table. I mean, see, they can score goals on any given day, right? All three of them. The whole point is are they going to score on this day? But yeah, I mean, I think the opinions divided on that. But I guess I'm looking at a 3-3. Rohit, you're looking at a 1-0 Uruguay.
Yeah, no, 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, okay,
2-1.
Karthike? 2-1 Portugal.
2-1 Portugal, yeah.
Right. And Shafiq is saying 1-0 Uruguay.
1-0 Portugal.
Portugal. And Arnav?
I think it's a 1-1 draw. It's gonna be a very cagey game. Very cagey game.
If Uruguay pulls it off, that would be a stunner, of course. If Portugal pulls it off without, by winning the match, they're going to go into the round of 16. Having said that, the Brown Boys will be back tomorrow, but keep watching, keep subscribing to FootTheBall to get your notifications on the Brown Boys, and we will be back tomorrow. From all of us, Rohit, Shafiq, Arnab, Kartike, and Nitin, Brown Boys.